Hello, 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 everybody. It's Stevie Aisha Mills. Super excited to welcome you back to another episode of The Conversation. And so you know that the conversation is all about the why behind the what people do. And so I am excited to welcome a wonderful woman who not only has become a friend of mine, a collaborative partner of mine, she also is a sponsor of Experience DMV. Get excited. So without people like Ida, we would not be able to have the phenomenal Experience DMV event that we're having on July 21st, 2017 from 5 to 9 p.m. And you guys know it's in Fulton, Maryland. So we are excited about going to the Pearl Spa, right? We are excited about going to the Pearl Spa and Boutique. It's going to be phenomenal, this event is. So let's begin. I'm going to read Ida's resume here, her biographical information, and then we're going to just have the conversation. So Ida Crawford is a certified entrepreneur coach. That's awesome. And the founder and visionary of a Sister Circle Empowerment Network, which is better known as ASCEN, LLC. It's a community committed to the success of women-owned businesses. ASCEN provides its members with personal and business development, networking, and media opportunities to support in the successful growth of their business. Ida is also the producer and host of Just Minding My Business, 24/7 radio show on the Amazing Women of Power Network, powered by Raven International, which has a worldwide listening audience of over 5 million. Y'all heard me right? 5 million. That's amazing. You know I like the word million because my name was Bill. So 5 mil. In addition, Ida Crawford is the co-author of the Amazon bestseller, Coaching for Entrepreneurs. And she says, I believe that if I help enough people get what they want, then I'm successful. I love it. Hi, Ida. How are you doing?
Hey, how are you? And thank you so much for having me on your show. I truly appreciate you.
Oh, you're so welcome. I am absolutely phenomenal, and I'm looking forward to this conversation because I think that the work that you do is dynamic. So tell us, what makes you wake up every morning? Like what, besides God, we know that, but what makes you wake up every morning and get out the bed and keep doing what you do?
Well, I am so honored and grateful to be able to support women entrepreneurs at every different stage of their business with, personal development and business tips to help them keep moving. And what I find in my work is the personal development is the most important piece because what happens, a lot of times we are moving through our businesses and doing what we do, and it doesn't always go well. Things happen. There's processes that sometimes we have to do in order to get through, and they can be painful sometimes. And being able to get the ladies of my organization through those hot spots, I call them, to be able to keep moving, through is just something you just can't even describe, the feeling that you get when you can support somebody to move to their next level.
Awesome. And so what was the driving force behind you wanting to help women? Like, were you a little girl on the playground seeing somebody else not get played with? You're like, let's all come together. Or what was the driving force behind it?
Well, the thing of it is this was definitely not on my to-do list. This was something that chose me. And a few years back, I got a phone call from a woman who, talked to me about the personal development business, and something in my spirit just said, go for it. And in that experience, I was able to tap into my inner self and really realize some things about myself. And it was just moving to me that I decided to actually take classes and get my certification in life coaching, and so it was through my own experience that led me to do what I'm doing today. And trust me, I had some opposition there because running an organization, it's a lot of work, and you're dealing with a lot of different mindsets, and people are in different places in their life and their business, so it can be very challenging at times. And so at first I resisted a little bit. I have to be honest about it. And, in talking with God, it's like, I can almost hear him saying to me, if I put you in this position, then I'm going to have your back. And from that, the rest is history.
I love it. If I put you in this position, then I will have your back. Isn't God so amazing? That's so true. And I am a fan of personal development. PD has changed my life. It has. It definitely has. And it's just an amazing thing because it teaches you how to see the glass half full instead of half empty, and it teaches you how to expand your mind and just become a better person. And so what would be the quick definition, the easy definition that you have for somebody who may not have ever heard of personal development? Because I know I didn't hear of it like in school or anywhere else. I heard of it in another industry. But how would you describe it for people who are just like, I don't know what they're talking about?
Oh, okay. Well, it's not really, it's for working, I always call it working inside out. And a lot of times what happens, I call it junk in our trunk, and we don't deal with that. And in order to be your best self, you need to be able to deal with, get some resolve from those inner things that has been in your life for however long it's been there, and really look at it to see if it's truly serving you. And I call it getting outside of yourself. And in order for you to live a life of abundance and a life of happiness, you're going to have to deal with those things first. And a lot of times some of these experiences come from our childhood, because that's our first learning. And we have to sit down and examine, why am I holding on to this? How is it serving me? Is it making me a better person, or is it keeping me stuck somewhere? So to me, that's what personal development is all about, getting inside yourself and truly looking at you.
That's not always easy.
No, it's not
always easy, I think, but the journey is well worth it. I think that if we take a mirror to ourselves, it makes us more comfortable than if somebody else does. I always tell my stuff, whatever my stuff is, because I just don't want anybody else to tell it. And I know for me, I feel like nobody can tell it as good as I can anyway. So having those candid conversations with myself and saying, you can improve in this area, you dropped the ball in this area, but it's okay, forgiveness and just a lot of different things that come up from that, I think is important to note. And so the journey is always worth it, I believe. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I remember when I first got involved with the personal development industry, I felt like I had just been saved. You know how you go to church and you just feel a spirit in you? That's how I felt. Literally, I could actually feel myself changing. And it's an awesome, wonderful feeling. And what I quickly learned is, you want to share that feeling with everybody that you meet, and some people are just not ready. Because first of all, you have to be true to you. You have to play full out. You've got to really be honest with yourself in terms of where you are on the inside. And sometimes it's hard, like you said before, it's difficult for people to do that.
Mhm. Mhm. It comes with a responsibility to yourself and to other people about getting better. I think it also comes with the responsibility of just saying, this is truly the step that I'm going to take. And realizing that there are people like yourself who are there to assist them through that transition. And so let's transition to ASCEN. Let's talk about the fact that you are doing some phenomenal stuff as far as entrepreneurship. Why is entrepreneurship important?
Entrepreneurship is important because for me, it gives me a sense of freedom, control, and it's just a feeling for me that is just so rewarding. Even though, there's days when I can feel like I want to just cry, and sometimes I do, because it's difficult, and there's a lot of pieces that are involved with running any type of business. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's just a feeling of, this is my destiny. This is my dream. This is me.
Mhm. And entrepreneurship, I always say, is a great personal development course within itself. I've learned so much about who I am through the power of entrepreneurship. I believe that it is a calling. I used to say a lot, either you're going to pick up the phone or you're going to place it on hold or you're going to send it to call waiting. But entrepreneurship really was something that I was not looking for, but absolutely was revolutionary in my life.
Oh, yes, without a doubt, and, every day I have conversations with my ladies. I got some 7 o'clock conversations that I have every day with certain members of my organization, and we call it our Inspirational Hour, and we go over the events of the previous day and what went wrong and what went right, and, just some frustration sometimes, and it's an awesome experience to be able to work with women who are on the same road, going through some of the same things and pushing through.
Yeah, and so that's key because you have a support system. I think connecting, collaborating, and changing, those are my favorite hashtag, and I think that without it, entrepreneurship can be such a lonely journey if you allow it to be, because you're so focused on growing your business. So I've created successful collaborations because I needed that outlet. I needed somebody who I can toss ideas out from, and just what you've created with your organization, I think is beneficial because you've built in these components through the organization. And so tell us the scariest thing that people are often scared of, women, when they start that business. What is it that they are fearful from, and what is it that is often holding them back from taking that leap?
I think the biggest thing is believing that they can do it. I think that's the real thing with the belief thing. And, sometimes, you're putting in a lot of upfront work when you're running a business, and it's not like working a 9 to 5 where you get a paycheck every week, every 2 weeks, or however you get paid. It's a lot of upfront work, and a lot of times you don't see anything immediately. So that puts the mind in a position where belief can sometimes not even be as large as a mustard seed. So dealing with, that in and out belief can be difficult for most, especially new business owners, because they think they're going to see something immediately, and that's not the way business works. And then the other piece to that, sometimes people think that they have to have everything at once. And we all know it definitely does not work like that. You have to start where you are, look at what you already have, and grow into the other pieces that you need. And it will happen as long as you do a little something, something every day.
Wow. Yes. Mary Kay Ash often said the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And so that's true. You know, we look at these super huge, insurmountable tasks. I remember, like, getting the first customer. That was huge. Like, asking somebody to support you and sow their money into your vision. That is not necessarily easy, because when people do that and they say no, especially those no's, I remember getting no's and still get no's. We take it personally, you know. We say they don't like us, but that's not even what it's about. It's about just having that mind switch to say they're not saying no to us. I think a lot of times people have been in business forget those first steps. We often forget it. I think that's awesome that people like yourself are there for those beginning entrepreneurs to carry them through their journey, because somebody needs to. I remember saying that when I was on my JLB, that was the scariest thing to say, I'm about to quit. Like, I had been groomed my whole life to go from kindergarten to grad school and then get a job. That was my grooming. And when I was like, I can't do this anymore, that was scary. So I'm excited that you are doing the work that you're doing for those women who are just like, oh, my goodness, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. And that's the thing. When people don't know what they don't know, oh, my gosh, it's like a whole huge world of, like, what if. And so that is key. That is key. What else do you think would be great if women or just entrepreneurs as a whole would implement? What is one thing you're saying we're missing out on because we're not doing this?
One of the things I definitely encourage is creating a business plan. And this is not a business plan for a bank. This is your business plan. And the thing of it is, basically, a lot of times, especially in the startup mode, you need to think about your hours, especially if you're an entrepreneur that is currently working a 9-to-5, you have children, you've got a family, maybe a husband, you know, all these different things. So a lot of times you have to sit down and map out what your strategic plan is going to be, and understand that those dynamics will change, because a business plan is a living document. It's not, you may start off one way and try this way and find that another road opens up that is more lucrative for what you're trying to do. It's going to put you in a totally different place. So a lot of times just kind of, I call it a picture of my business. It's not for the bank. It's for you, you know, to sit down and decide, you know, how you're going to go about developing your business, where you're going to start, how much time you're going to allocate per day, you know, having that conversation if you're running a family and running a business, having that conversation with your family so that you can get the support that you need from them as well. So you have to sit down and really consider a lot of different things. And if you're an older person, then you have to kind of pad in, you know, some things like I might not feel good, you know, and putting your little SMART goals together and really being honest about where you are in space and time, because everybody's dynamics are different and everybody's start is different. So just sitting down, jotting down these little things, it doesn't have to be in any particular order. This is for you. But just being aware of these are the things that I'm going to have to do. These are the things that I'm going to need. This is the mindset. You have to think about the mindset that you have to have, because that's going to be very important in getting the things done that you need to get done in your business.
I love it. I love it. And it's funny, when you keep talking, I keep thinking of quotes. I'm a quote queen, so I always have quotes zooming around in my head, and one of the things that you just said that I think this quote or the saying sums it up is if you if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And so that is truly what I got from that. And that's so true. You've got to have some type of roadmap. Just like when you get in your car, you put on Waze or GPS or Google Maps or something. At least I do every time I get in the car, even if I know where I'm going, because I want to know how long or a different way or something. And that's to say school is never out for the pro. Just because you know it a traditional way doesn't mean it's the right way. And so you just have to keep on top of that plan and keep tweaking it and never let it get to a point where it binds you and bounds you. So, yes, I'm excited that you mentioned that. That was a great tip because I think a lot of people sometimes look at the business plan, and I like the fact that you said not for the bank. Because when we think of a business plan, we're like, oh, my gosh, all these pages and perspectives and marketing, like we make it this big old elephant. And so the thing about it is that you just have to put down the plan. And the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. So I think that truly helps. When you just have something on paper and you're able to see, even if it's month to month or quarter to quarter, it just helps you to solidify. I've often heard somebody say, writing makes a man exact. And so when you write it down, it's nothing that you have to remember because you've written it down on paper. And so as we are winding down, I always like to ask my guests this question, and that is, we've spent about 30 minutes together talking, but I know we have not uncovered everything. What is it that you're like, Stevie, we cannot leave the conversation today without having this put out on the table?
I think one of the things that's important in any business is learning to work with other people and learning to be able to take, I'm not even going to say the word criticism, but be able to take good advice from those people that have experienced it. And, you know, one of the things that I pride myself with the organization is that we're never in competition, but always in collaboration, because collaboration is huge. You know, I remember a good friend of mine, Lynn Richardson, making this statement, and it stuck with me forever. And one of the things is when you look in the mirror, you cannot see all your sides. You can only see one side at a time. So being able to collaborate with other people so that you can begin to see all of the sides is a huge benefit to growing your business. And I just wanted to make sure I put that out there because it's so true. A lot of what I've done, I could not have done it alone.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And thank you for being a collaborative partner of mine on Experience DMV. It's so funny. When I do events, I'm like, we're going to collaborate. This is not one Stevie. This is everybody. We're all going to come together and get it done. And I do believe in the power of collaboration. I do believe that once you I talk about the it factor, and once you understand what your it factor and other people understand theirs, all you have to do is bring yours to the table and it'll all work. I don't have to do what Ida does. Ida does not have to do what I do. We just have to be the best at what we do individually so that collectively we could change the world. And so that is true about whatever it is that you all do too, listeners. You just have to find the right collaborative partners so that you can divide the task and multiply the success. So, yes, I'm excited about seeing you in July. I'm very, very, very excited. Rumors have been swirling that, yes, Experience DMV is kind of sold out. It's not kind of. It is sold out. But we are not going to say no to the people who may just now today be hearing about it. If you need to get your ticket, your complimentary ticket, what you want to do is to get that ASAP. because we need to get a head count for preparations. We need to know how to prepare. So if you go to www.stevie.com, www.stevii.com, you will see an Experience tab on the website. That is how you register. I encourage you to register as soon as possible because it's going to be 50-plus people who said that they're coming. And shouts out to Experience DMV sponsors. Y'all have been phenomenal. Like, I love all of my cities. Don't get me wrong, because we've done this in Roanoke and we'll be doing it in Atlanta. But Experience DMV people have a special place in my heart. So thank you for all that you've done, Ida, and thank you for just saying yes to this vision and purpose. And so we appreciate you being here today. Do you have anything else you would like to say? Besides your contact information, definitely give that.
Okay. Well, our website is assistacircle.org, and that's spelled ASIS, T as in Tom, AS, circle.org. And you can also email me at assistacircle@gmail.com. And you can call my office at 443-692-7259. And Stevie, I am so excited about the experience. DMV, I am looking forward to loving on you when I meet you.
Oh, my sentiments exactly. I'm excited. And we will be together in just a little while. So take care. God bless. Thank you for stopping by the conversation. And make it a great day. You know, I'm a proponent of not saying have a great day. I'm a proponent of making it a great day. Why? Because you have the power to do so. So I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Ida.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.